So today I'm going to talk about 4 shady things that partners do that I consider are probably cheating. See, the thing is, cheating is not just restricted to a deep emotional connection or sexual intimacy. In my opinion, cheating is actually all the behaviors that you have to hide, that your partner will consider inappropriate, and most of those things you actually do not want happening to you. And then there are behaviors which are like gateway to cheating. So I'm gonna lay out 4 such behaviors which many times people think are okay but actually are not okay. So if you're doing those things, I would encourage you to stop as soon as possible. First one, deleting chats or anything that you want to hide from your partner. Like I said, even in the definition of cheating, hiding is problematic. I always encourage transparency as much as possible. I mean, both partners should be able to say, you know what, this is my phone, this is my email, check whatever you have to. I can check yours, you can check mine anytime. And partners shouldn't even have secrets with each other. So for example, if my friend tells me something, oh, don't tell this to anybody, of course, I'm at least gonna tell it to my own partner. And I expect the other way around too. It's like we are the central unit here. So this is why I often tell people, or this is kind of assume that any secret that you tell me, my partner will definitely gonna get to know. And this full transparency really brings so much trust in relationship because now you know everything that is happening in other person's life. Of course, not literally everything, all the important things or things that concern you. And it's more about that ethic. It's more about that I am willing to share everything with you. So when people start deleting chats, why do you think they have to do it? Because they are doing something which they cannot show to their partner. Again, they probably sent something flirtatious to somebody, maybe some adult joke, or somebody might be talking about some past event that you always wanted to hide from your partner, or maybe you shared some inappropriate pictures with somebody. Nobody knows what you did, but the idea is you are hiding. And this is under the umbrella of cheating, or at least the gateway to cheating. So I would say don't do things for which you have to delete your chats, hide your messages. Whenever you are engaging with the outside world, go in with the assumption that your partner is always watching, and also that your partner has the right to watch. You both are now answerable to each other. You have vowed to be monogamous if you are in a serious relationship or if you are married. So in the vows of monogamy, transparency is part of the contract. So don't break it. Now, second problematic behavior is acting on real feelings of emotions or attraction. Now I can give you some examples to start this off. For example, you are the boss of a company, right? And you have to hire a new HR manager, and now you get 10 CVs which are like shortlisted for you. So you interview them, and one of the candidates that you find, like, she's really good looking, like perfectly your type, but then there are other candidates who actually might be more talented than her. But because now you have a crush on this candidate just looking at photos, or maybe even after the interview, you end up selecting that person. Now this is problematic. Why? Because technically what happened there was a crush, right? You actually found the other person attractive. And what is this zone? This is the zone of attraction, romance, again, something that your partner would not like. And here we are assuming that the boss is actually married. That's why it's inappropriate. Let me explain this even more clearly. It is okay to find other people attractive. It will happen. You have eyes. You can't be blind, and it's not like your brain can just stop processing information. Of course it will, but to act on it is problematic. Hiring somebody, making friends on the basis of good looks, again, when you are committed, even just approaching somebody to talk to, or just giving somebody preferential treatment because you're attracted to them, all of these are again in problematic areas. So these things are not cheating right away, but like I said, these are under the gateway to cheating zone. And usually if you want to prevent any real cheating behaviors, real affairs in your life, it's good to stop before these gateways. And that's why you have to be hyper aware of what you're doing, what your real motivations are. Make it a very strong rule for yourself not to act on these feelings of attraction at all. And if you're doing it, be honest with yourself that, oh yes, I did it, and try to correct it as soon as possible, and at least don't do it again. Because again, these will not really add much fun and pleasure in your life. These will only add temptation. If you just get closer to people based on attraction, you'll ultimately have to exercise more self-control later on. So why not do it right away? And of course, if your partner did similar things, you would find them shady. You would not like it. So you must avoid them. Third point is, make sure to to never lead the other person on. So far, you were just acting on your own, right? Like internally, you were attracted to somebody, or you actually liked somebody, you had a crush on somebody, and then you took a decision on that basis. But the next step of that would be you do things which actually give the other person clear signal that you are interested in them. So like they have a real chance with you. Now this would be again flirtation, giving them compliments, trying to meet them alone very frequently, making plans which sound more like dates. And basically when the other person shows interest in you, you don't shut them down, right? You keep enabling it. You keep laughing, or you keep saying some things in return. So the idea here is that you are basically giving the other person signal that there is something here, like I have an interest in you and there is some potential here. And this is very problematic because now it's not just in your mind, now it is confirmed in the mind of somebody else also. So leading somebody on is super problematic, and that's why you have to make sure when you are in a committed relationship that the moment somebody starts to show real interest in you, you don't do anything to keep it going or to enhance it. Like again, just like you can get attracted to somebody, people can get attracted to you. That's fine. You can't stop other people from looking at you or thinking whatever they want about you. But when they start to take action, and when you know that this is happening, you have to pull away. You have to step back. I know it feels good to get that attention. It's good to be pursued by people. I know it's fun, but again, think about it. Where is it going to lead? Where are you going to end up with this? Someday you will have to stop this. And if you keep enabling other people, they will keep coming closer to you and you will end up doing something really, really inappropriate. Something that's absolutely wrong. So in a way, if you lead somebody on, you're just increasing temptation for yourself and for somebody else. See, just like drugs, this should be a guilty pleasure. Or I would say this is an unhealthy pleasure. Unhealthy basically means you feel really great in the moment, but in the long run, it adds more suffering than happiness. So don't lead people on. And the last shady point is you actually getting closer to people, but calling it friendship. Now, this is where you're just at the doorstep of cheating. Now you're just about to enter the house and you're just telling yourself, oh no, there's no danger inside. It's just a friendly house. Well, no, it isn't. The examples of this would be, so people, again, they start hanging out with the person they're interested in alone. They make such plans which are usually made between dating partners. They start becoming physically more touchy with each other. They start saying things which represent emotional dependence. Oh man, what will I do without you? I mean, I enjoy spending so much time with you. Like expression of such feelings. They will share, again, adult jokes. They will share pictures of each other. They will often get into a stage where they are more emotionally connected to this person than their own partner. But if you ask them, hey, what's going on? Like if somebody checks them, they're like, oh, this is just a friend. I mean, I'm just talking in a friendly manner. We have not done anything. We have not kissed. We have not had sex or anything. I mean, that's what friends do. Technically, yes. Friends can be emotionally dependent on each other. Friends can make a lot of plans together. Friends can share a lot of jokes with each other. Technically, all of these behaviors can be categorized under friendship. But who are you kidding? At least be real with yourself. Do you genuinely think this is just friendship for you? I mean, is this just another friend? So the idea here is that you know what's really going on in your mind. So if you know that you have feelings for that person, if you're genuinely missing that person, if you're emotionally connected to them, if you genuinely like them now, and when sleeping at night you have thoughts and fantasies about being with that person, like what would it feel like just going off into a new life with that person? If you have had those thoughts, it means it's not just friendship anymore. And despite those internal feelings, you still continue to hang out with them, do all of those things, keep getting closer with them, but externally call it friendship. Well, you are exactly at the doorstep of cheating. And technically, I would say this is to some degree cheating as well. So you will have to really stop yourself from getting closer to people emotionally, romantically, in the name of friendship. Again, you're not doing anybody any favors. Of course, when your partner finds out about these things, they're going to be super hurt. It's going to be a huge stress on your relationship, and it's going to be difficult for you too. Cheating or behaviors like these will never make you sustainably happy. Like if they did, I would be recommending them all day. Like if society could flourish with behaviors like these between couples, I mean, why not? Why not have that extra fun? But turns out we're not wired like that. So it's important to nip these behaviors in the bud. See, after listening to these 4 points, you might feel that this is a little too strict, right? I'm almost asking you to micromanage yourself. Well, you kind of should, because the downside is so big, the suffering that you can get to if you actually end up cheating, the misery that you're going to end up creating is so high that it's better to be extra careful, to micromanage yourself. So I would say in general, make a choice. Do you really want to be in a monogamous relationship or not? Try not to stay in the middle. Can I have a bit of both? You won't be able to. So you can go the Leonardo DiCaprio's way, where he's just dating younger chicks as he's getting older, and after every few years his girlfriend changes. But of course you might fail miserably because you're not a global superstar. But yeah, that is a path, legitimate one, and nobody can at least accuse him of doing something wrong to somebody. So yeah, that's one path where you never really commit to anybody, or let's say commit for a time and then just based on temptation you just call it off and just go to the next person. That's a lifestyle too if you want it. But turns out most people actually don't want this. They do want a lifelong partner. They do want a stable married life, and most people do want kids also. So if you're going down that path, just be very clear with yourself. Am I ready to make the sacrifices that are necessary to live happily in this path? Because yes, monogamy is a sacrifice. And if you're not prepared for it, don't choose it, because you're just gonna cause so much harm and hurt to somebody else. But if you do choose it, then I would say do the sacrifice properly. Don't let your raw emotional sides fool you. Basically, don't fool yourself. When you're about to do some cheating behavior, you should know what it is. You know where it's going. You know what you are thinking inside. So just be honest with yourself and just stop in advance. And if you notice those 4 behaviors that I laid out earlier, basically an alarm should just start ringing in your brain. Ting, ting, ting. Something is wrong. I need to step back. Well, I hope this made sense to you, and I hope you'll be able to walk away from the gateway to cheating. Thanks for listening. Shridhar Life School now specializes in relationship counseling. We start with an in-depth checkup or assessment of your relationship, your strong and weak areas. Now, based on that, our therapists will help you using world-class techniques and interventions, which have been developed after decades of research in marital therapy. It's always better if both partners come for counseling, but if for some reason your partner is unable to join, you can definitely start on your own. To book sessions, visit our website shridharlifeschool.com.